Hello everyone. I'm hoping I'm not too loud and this sounds a little better. And today we're going to take a look really quickly at WireGuard. Now, I'm not going to show you a deep tutorial on everything. Do know you will need an account somewhere that does have WireGuard and you can get your configuration file. That will be a prerequisite. Now, I've gone ahead and downloaded my configuration file as not to expose my key and login credentials and all that. But no, you will need that file. So let's go ahead and get over to Portainer and start getting things set up. So of course we want to add our container. We're going to call this WireGuard. And pulling it from my favorite set of images from the Linux people. Again, it's just a preference of where I've been pulling a lot of my images from for a long time now. First thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our map of our ports. And for our ports, we will need 51820. That will be for UDP. So 51820 and 51820. Good. So now that we have our ports, we can move along. We're going to need our config folder, which I've gone ahead and pre-made. Now, just to note, when you first run this, you need to run it and then shut it down. And it's going to make these folders here. And this is where you're going to drop your config file. You can see when I go in here, I already have my configuration file in here. Now, you may need to rename it. You may not. I did it just because it was part of the documentation. They had it as WireGuard 0 conf or WireGuard 0 configuration. So we'll get our configuration folder here. If I can go back one more and just have that folder. Go ahead and copy my path. We'll go back. Let's go to our volumes. We're to map a volume, bind it, do /config, and paste our configuration folder. All right. So next thing to do is we need to do a system control. We're going to get all this all the way down here. Lets us know we're using IPv4 connections. Now we're going to go back to Portainer. We're going to go to capabilities. It also needs netadmin. So let's go ahead and activate netadmin. There we go. And then where was it our resources? Yes. Add a system control. We'll paste that in and 1 for our boolean so we know it is true. What else do we need? We're not going to do any of the optional stuff. We're keeping this easy. We need our process, user and group, and a time zone. Okay. So let's go up. Let's go to our environment variables, 1, 2, and 3. We'll have our process user ID, process group ID, and our time zone. For me, 1000 for each of these on pretty much every device. Now, if you're a multi-user device, you may need to check and see what your user ID or your group ID is. Now, if you're using something like TrueNAS, you can set up a user and a group of those numbers to your benefit, because a lot of documentation examples use 1000, or say you use Synology NAS and you're the only user, you could be 1000. But don't count on that, because I had reformatted one time on a Synology NAS and it actually changed my user ID, which caused me a lot of headaches, so always keep an eye out for it. Now for me, for time zone, I'm going to use America, New York for the EST time zone. And we should be good to go. Because like I said, we're not going to do any of these optionals right now. Yeah, okay. So we're going to hit deploy our container. Oh, invalid reference format. Oh, 2 periods in my docker.io, docker.io. Apologies. Now let's deploy our container. Okay, it says it's running. Let's take a look at our logs. Okay, all tunnels are now active. Let's go into our bash menu real quick. Now if I run curl ipinfo.io, should say I'm in Japan. And yeah, there I am, Tokyo, Japan. And it's that easy to set it up. Now, what I would suggest, sorry about the smack, is giving it its own network interface. And that way you could route containers or other things through it that way. That is how I use gluten as my tunnel on my Synology NAS. I have it set up as my back end with a built-in kill switch in case, like, say you're doing something and you're making a request and it drops and exposes your address. You don't want that. Now, WireGuard is a real great protocol, but as far as I know, I didn't read the documentation too far on this container. I don't know if it actually has a built-in kill switch or not, but always look again into documentation further for more advanced features. This was just a real quick video. Hope the audio is a bit better, and everyone, see you next time. And hey, Tuesday video on time. Take it easy now.